Hi there. Thanks for coming to this 5-minute class. I'm Jennifer Croft and I'll be teaching you how to write a fill-in-the-blank business plan. If you like this class, we have a lot of other free classes and resources available at www.5minuteclasses.com. In fact, one of the things that we have available under the worksheets section of the website is an 8-page fill-in-the-blank business template, and I would strongly advise that you pause right now, go grab that template, and then come back, because what I'll be covering in the next few minutes directly relates to what's in that template. So a good business plan, whether it's the fill-in-the-blank one that I designed or you're using some other kind of business plan, it's going to ask you to cover some of these basics. And so you'll need to write something about the organization of the business, and that relates to what the legal structure is, as well as who the owners are, maybe some of your key vendors and suppliers, key employees. It could include a mission and vision statement, and potentially you could also put in there a description of your day-to-day operations of the business. Essentially what you're trying to do in a good business plan is convey what your business is about to someone who could read it and read that plan on its own without you being there explaining things, and really get a good idea of what you do in your business. So those are the basics. Then the other two main sections of a business plan are going to relate to marketing and money. And so for the marketing section, you'll want to include some information in there about what's going on in your industry and trends that are occurring, both positive and negative. You'll talk some about your primary competitors and your target market. These are the people or businesses who are the most likely to buy from you. That's what your target market is. You'll touch on your pricing or marketing position. Are you high quality, low quality? What pricing? Are you medium price, low price? So you'll want to write about that in your plan. And then you'll also want to describe your top 5 products or services, and then further go into what are the top 3 to 5 types of marketing you're going to use to make sure that people in your target market know about your business. And so you could also include some very specific marketing goals in that business plan, both about how much marketing you'll do and how many new clients or customers you expect to get from that marketing. Then the other main section of a business plan covers money. And so somewhere in the business plan you'll want to list what the average amount of your sale will be and the cost of goods. How much will it cost you to produce or procure those products that are part of the sale? You'll be forecasting monthly sales, how much you expect to sell each month, forecasting monthly expenses. This is also sometimes known as overhead or fixed costs. So how much will you be spending each month to run your business? You'll put some information in there about break-even points. At what point would the business break even so that you no longer have to keep putting money into it? You'll want to touch upon the amount of money you'll need for startup, and also how you'll obtain that money. And so I'm going to talk about what attachments you would put in a typical business plan. But if you're only using a plan, if you're not trying to borrow money or get investors, and you're only using a business plan for your own personal use, all you really need is a 1-year cash flow forecast and a 1-year marketing plan. So essentially you're going to predict how much money will come in and how much you'll spend, and then you need that marketing plan is the justification for how those sales came in. You can't just go, oh, I think I'll bring in $10,000 in month 1, and by month 2 I'll be bringing in 15,000. You need to be able to show through the marketing how you're going to achieve those sales. But if you do intend to borrow or get investors, here are some other attachments that you would put to the business plan, which is resumes for the owners and or some of the top employees, personal net worth statement for the owners, 2 years of tax returns, both business and personal, a current profit and loss and balance sheet, bank statements. These are business bank statements, and finally a list of your accounts receivable, who owes you money, and your accounts payable, who you owe money to. So here are some good next steps you can take that relate to what we just went over. And we also have some worksheets on the website in addition to that 8-page fill-in-the-blank plan. We have a couple others you might like to use. And you can also sign up for our free newsletter so that you can keep learning. And thanks for coming to this class and best of luck with your business.